Hey there fellow YouTubers, Professor Wolters here, and have you ever asked yourself, how do I come up with new content? Well, you know what? That's a question that a lot of YouTubers and a lot of social media people and a lot of businesses really ask themselves, and they're trying to figure out is, what's the next stuff I should do? And so what I want to give you today are kind of 2 suggestions to help you come up with tons of extra content for your website, for your Instagram page, for your Facebook page, for your YouTube channel, because there's 2 things you have to answer. 1, ask yourself, what are the 10 most asked questions that we get? I mean, think about it. What are those 10 most common questions? Each one of those questions, you should have a video, a blog, an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a tweet about to help answer those questions, because those are things that people are asking again and again and again. And you want to have that because since people are looking for that, Google knows people are looking for that. So if you answer that question, that's going to help build up your SEO. That's going to help people find you better. And that's going to make great content for you to make for your website or for your channel or whatever, okay? So ask yourself, what are those 10 most asked questions? I know for me, one of the ones we get, Mark, what do you do for a living? We have a video on what does Professor Wolters, what does Wolters World do for a living? Another one they always ask, how did you get with such a hot wife? And I'm like, how did Jocelyn and Mark meet? Yep, we have that one too. Or they might actually ask travel related ones. You know, they'll say, hey, how do I decide where to travel to? We've got videos on that. Or they'll ask, how do I eat cheap? That's another big one. We have videos on how to eat cheap. And those videos do very well because it's specifically answering their most asked questions, okay? What you have to realize is once you start answering the most asked questions, you're starting to build up your reputation as someone that helps and someone that has knowledge about the most asked questions in this industry. And it also shows that you're listening to customers. These are the questions they have, you're answering them, and that's gonna help your kind of image in their eyes go up, 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 up. And so when it's time to buy, they're gonna think about shopping with you versus somebody else. So make sure, go and make a list of those 10 or 20 most asked questions, start making content based on that, and make sure you have a frequently asked questions section on your website for those most asked questions so you can send them that video or that blog to answer it and they'll feel a lot better. But honestly, it really helps with your search engine optimization too, okay? So that's one way to get a lot of things. Just make videos about your 10 most asked questions. Now, if you wanna make some fun content, this is on the other side, you gotta be kind of walk a fine line with this one, and that is make content based on the 10 dumbest questions people ask you. Yeah, people ask me, is Boston in England? I'm like, well, actually Boston's in New England. It's actually the capital of Massachusetts with lots of American history to go see. For example, you can walk the Freedom Trail and you can do this. The thing is when you get these kind of dumb questions or like silly questions, you can use that to your advantage. Make a serious video about it or make a silly video about it, right? And go with that, but it can give you a lot of interesting topics to make videos off of. You know, I get people that ask me, is Slovakia and Slovenia the same country? No, they're totally different. It's 2 totally different places. They're not even close to each other, okay? There's a country or so between them, all right? So they're not the same. But it's a question that people have, and sometimes those dumb questions you think are dumb, for people they're not dumb questions, they're actual questions. And if you're showing that, look, I can answer this question in a serious and nice way, like, wow, they're not making fun of me for asking a stupid question, they're actually helping me understand these things. Because believe me, for every dumb email question you get, there's 10 more people that want to send that exact same email out. So that can give you some more content to make for your YouTube channel or your Facebook page or an infographic at Instagram. So just something to kind of think about and something to play with. Like, I really want to do a video on, can I drive to Europe from the US? I mean, I'm like, well, if we go back to when the Bering Strait was frozen over, I mean, there's things you can do, but it can make for some good content. But the thing is whether you're gonna make content on the 10 most asked questions or the 10 dumbest questions you've got, the point is you're showing that you're listening to your customers, you're answering their questions, and you're showing your knowledge of these issues, and that's gonna help build your search engine optimization, but also build up your reputation to help them out, all right? So don't stop listening to your clients, because no matter how silly those questions are, they can still come up with some great content for you. So I wish you all the best. I'll say bye from here in Boston.